Good morning, everybody. This is Chifo, Chifo BDK to some others, Chikangula. I'm here at the University of Baltimore, and I'm here for a reason. And this is where Professor Ian Sheehan works. Ivan Sheehan. This is his land. This is his territory of what is taking place in Biafra. This is where he wrote that article of calling Biafra a terrorist nation. Let me sort of define somewhat what terrorism, how it is defined. But different organizations define terrorism differently. The FBI defines it from a political perspective. Those that are in politics define it from a military perspective. Those in urban cities define it from different. It's a difficult term to really define terrorism. Um, I went to school here, and I was terribly annoyed when I saw the article by Professor Dr. Ivan Sheehan. Really very disturbed by it. Um, so I'm here to give about a 30-minute spiel. I've been out of work, so to speak, broadcasting for some time because of family issues. So let me start. The article that was written in Washington Times by Professor Sheehan uh, principally indicates that Biafra, IPOB, is a terrorist nation. And he's asked the government of the United States to define IPOB and label it as a terrorist organization. This is a most terrible thing for him to do. I am a former student of Dr. Sheehan. I received 2 masters from this school and from his College of Public Affairs. So, when he wrote the article in the Washington Times, he literally put Igbo people, my people, in a position of danger, extreme danger. It is always so amazing how a professor of terrorism, a professor of public affairs, can suddenly define other countries as a terrorist nation, but at the same time, he too has somewhat succumbed to terrorism now. When he made that, or when he wrote that article, it was quite interesting to find out if he was paid. I know the university needs some money. It's a beautiful campus. I was here for many years, and obtained 3 degrees from this university. And I really like the school an awful lot. I like its president, uh, Kirk Smoke. Uh, I like the staff that used to be here. Love them. But something has changed over time. And it appears that even Dr. Sheehan, who is also so well loved and liked by so many students in this school, have changed. He has changed in a way that he is willing to risk the lives of black people. I'm not sure where he's getting his advice from, but let's see. Terror, terrorism. In some simple terms, it could just mean scaring the hell out of people, doing certain things that scares the devil out of people. Rape is terrorism, murder, terrorism. And we take a look at all the homicides that are taking place in Baltimore City, which is squarely in the middle of it, terrorism. To just kill people, terrorism. Government using police, terrorism. In front of me right now is about 40 or 50 young men that are being trained to be police officers. And the university have taken on the role of providing space for them to be able to train. So what about Nigeria? Let's go to Nigeria. So much for Baltimore City. So much for this. Let's go to Nigeria. Anybody that I'm wondering whether Dr. Ivan she had actually did any studies about what's going on in Nigeria to the point where he is supporting Boko Haram, the cattle people that sends people over to Igbo land to take over their land. Exactly. Did he study it before he came openly to attack and assault Igbo people? IPOB is Igbo. IPOB is Igbo. You know, it's God, I don't know where to start and stop. There's so many things that is going on. You wonder. You know, let me go back a little bit. I got so much to say about this write-up that Dr. Sheehan did. It's so ashamed. I'm so ashamed of it. So ashamed that he was my professor. Yes, indeed, he was my professor. And I am about to say to the world, oh my God, how a professor of terrorism can suddenly change and become himself a terrorist. And he's using black people to become terrorists against black people. How he was able to change to become an Islamic individual, a supporter, I do not know. I remember him very much not supporting Boko Haram. But now it appears that he sees Boko Haram as an organization that deserves to be brought, invited to dinner. And I wonder if he will invite them to his house to eat dinner. I just don't understand what he's doing. We have a nice spot here at the University of Baltimore, next to the Academic Center, across from the Student Center. On the other side is the law school, the William H. Senior Business Center, which his office is right behind it. And I'm hoping that we can get the necessary permit to come over here and demonstrate to Dr. Sheehan that Igbo people are not the terrorists. The government of Nigeria is the terrorist. Yeah. Some people are just having such a difficult time defining terrorism and a difficult time aligning with who is terrorist and who is not. Igbo people, peaceful demonstrators, everywhere, globally. You can see some of the articles that has been written, and it's an opinion. It's a big one. You know, I can read the entire list, but you can go to the Times, which is the Washington Times, on the 4th of October, where it was written, and all the noise that you hear in police officers being trained. Igbo people are doing no more than what these folks are doing. Providing training for its citizens to protect its citizens. So, God, I don't know, it's so much to do, so much to say. I'm Chief O. This is Let's Talk About It. This is something that we like to do here, is to talk about this article that Professor Dr. Ivan Sheehan wrote on the Washington Times. That newspaper, that organization itself is becoming, this is an area where even its own employees committed a terrorist act. I just pray that the souls of all those who work at Washington Times, all those who worked at the Washington Times, that and lost their lives to a terrorist act, that their soul rest in peace. God Almighty. The United States ignores small African terrorist group called IPOB. Well, they didn't mention Oduduwa. They didn't mention some other organizations. And this is just an organization that is trying to do one thing and one thing only, to restore a nation. And for some odd reason, it's being taken out of context, not even by politicians, as we can see, but now by professors of universities. They are the ones who are taking all this matters out of context. So Dr. Sheehan is basically urging the United States government above, urging the United States government to label a black country a terrorist nation, not an Islamic country. The Islamic country is okay. This is what a professor of public affairs is saying to the world. He's telling every black country in the world to denounce, label. I just want to send a quick message because I'll be back here tomorrow, hopefully with some other people, and we can talk about this terrorism. Let's talk about it because it seems not to be just an American phenomenon. No, terrorism is a global phenomenon. It seems to have an impact and an effect on a lot of people globally. People are losing their lives. I'm looking around to see if there's still some people that I know when I graduated in 2015, which was the last year that I was here with my second master's, Global Affairs and Human Security. Dr. Sheehan is a proponent of that. He's written a book. He's a proponent of global affairs and human security. So he must not have been thinking clearly when he was talking about labeling IPOB, Biafra, my people, my name, my people, as terrorists. He can't. I'm having such a difficult time knowing the man. I really am having a difficult time accepting the perception that Dr. Sheehan wrote that article. It seems so one-sided. If you read the article, it's in the Washington Times. How is that possible that this man who advocates against terrorism globally is all of a sudden supporting terrorism on an innocent country? Decent people, children. A country that lost 2.5 million people not too long ago. People that were killed, murdered, maimed by a colonial country. So, and I come to the point where people need to really study Nigeria as a country, a colonial country. God, I got so much to say. I think most black people here will understand what a what do you call it? During slavery, there were some black people that were being used against black people. You know the name? Call me, text me. Yeah, they have a name. These are black people that politicians use, or slave masters in those days, still these days, and they use them to tighten up and conduct behavioral problems on on black people. I was thinking last night, you know, right here at the University of Baltimore, Thurgood Marshall was once considered a terrorist. He became a Supreme Court judge in this school, right here where I'm sitting. He's walked where I'm walking, where I have walked. Martin Luther King, Mandela, Harriet Tubman, all of them escaping from acts of brutality against our people, black people, all of them were considered terrorists. Malcolm named them. Every black person that have resisted any act of abuse were considered terrorists. Every black person, and I'll say that again, that have resisted arrest, tried to protect their families, have been considered terrorists. The United States government, whereas Dr. Sheehan is saying, he could not understand why. Why? Sorry, I keep looking around. I'm really trying to find somebody here that I know. But anyway, it's been a long time. That he could not understand why the United States have not designated Biafra, the IPOB, Igbo people, black people, as terrorists. Why he has not designated them as terrorists? Why the Department of Homeland Security, or what is the other department that has the authorization to do that, or even Congress, why they have not done that? You know, I really didn't want to say this, but this man is an Irishman. The history of the Irish people is something everybody should start studying about if you have not studied it. But this man is married to a black woman. Oh, Lordy, have mercy. How can you be anti-black, anti-Igbo, the purest of black people there is, Christians? How can you be anti that? A Christian, the Igbo people, IPOB people are Christians. How can a university professor just jump on him, condemn him? How can he do that? And he's married to a black woman. How the hell do you get on? How something don't fit? I'm trying to picture myself. No, I can't do that. It doesn't work. I'm hoping actually to see him because he usually walks around campus trying to get to a classroom. And interesting enough, all these police officers that are training are very close, and I don't see any face mask. But I'm trying to see. The student center is probably a good place for me to do some broadcasting, and hopefully next week. But indeed, I want to do that. I just don't understand how a professor. So now the Nigerian media picks it up. I know, come on, let's believe it. You know, some of us do believe. Akuru Hobo. In case those people, English speakers, they don't understand what I said, the Nigerian government is very keen in paying people to do some atrocious things. Paying handicapped people, uh, people that are in a state of poverty, uh, to demonstrate against its own political gains and its own political means. So, terrorism. We need to find out what the definition it is. And I've been waiting to do this. My first master's degree is in conflict negotiation, conflict management. So I'm testing my sugar. It's 160. Can you see it? So it's pretty good. 160. People have to really take care of themselves, and I'm doing the best to take care of myself. Hope you like my shirt. It's a Biafran shirt. That's one of the things when I read the article. It said that Biafran, here it is, has a German swastika. It does not. But so who is feeding Dr. Sheehan? Who is telling him all these things? For him to go public. Is it a thesis? I did a thesis here on veterans returning to the United States, returning from military and getting it back into the civilian environment. I did a thesis here against the Boko Haram, and I got a master's degree from it. So now it appears as if the school is supported. And then we have to find out if Dr. Cook Smoke, the president of University of Baltimore, if he is supporting a professor who is now back in terrorism. It comes down to that. It really comes down to asking the questions: why did he do it? What was his objective? Mind you, this professor had never been to Nigeria. I've never been to Igbo land. I've never, I guess everything is uh, Google. All his information is coming from Google. But he used to work for Obama. Oh, no, it's not him. It's the Dean of Law who used to work for Obama. That's different. Of the same school. And the president, Kirk Smoke, interesting character, a black man. How they would just stand still and let this Irish white man married to a black woman condemn black people and want the world to want the United States with all his black people to condemn an African country 10,000 miles away and consider them to be terrorists because they are protecting themselves, because they're doing everything that they can to save their family, save their property, because that's what terrorism is, where Nigerian government is actually using people to go to another person's land and territory and take over their land and kill their family. He did go after the head of IPOB, which is in Namikano, a bright young man, a brilliant young man, a man who really seriously cares about Igbo people and black people globally. And so, you know, it, my brothers and sisters, I am having a hard time. My producer, I am having a hard time actually banking on accepting that this article at the Washington Times was actually written by this professor. I'm having a hard time. The U.S. ignores small African terrorist group, IPOB, and is trying to create a perilous situation for them. Read this article, folks. Go find that article, read it, because we're going to put a good demonstration here at the University of Baltimore, here downtown. And I am urging all IBOP supporters, no matter where you are, this is the spot where we need to come and put a demonstration, a most powerful demonstration never seen before. Not the Washington, D.C. one, not the one at the White House. Those are seen, you can't get anybody there. This is where we need to be, right at the university campus, right at the core of where the man that made the statement in the Washington Post or Washington Times, where he works, where he spends his time, where he educates people. This is an educator. This is somebody who is spending a lot of time telling people what's good in the world and what's bad in the world. Marriage to a black woman, but want to kill black people. Want the United States. You know, when you call the United States, you go and consider another country. Oh, he said something about the money. That IBOP has tons and tons and tons of money. Maybe. Where? Where did you get that information from? Oh, perhaps he's being advised by whom I believe is his adjunct assistant professor, who happens to be an Igbo man. Uh-oh. Sorry, revelation. I'm a journalist. And just letting you know, unless he's no longer here. Because I just cannot believe that Ivan Sheehan did this investigation by himself and came out unless the federal government of Nigeria is paying him. You know, listen, come on. Maybe he's getting paid. I don't know. You know, but if he is getting paid to condemn black people in 10,000 miles away, Igbo people, condemn them, designate them as terrorists. If that's what he's doing, and he's written a book. He's actually the first known professor at a public university who have made this statement. And of course, all the media in Nigeria, all the anti-Igbo people in Nigeria picked it all up. Oh yeah, the university, all the university. What Sheehan don't seem to understand is that in Nigeria, he is now Eze in Nigeria, the king of Nigeria. Yes, this Irishman is now the Eze of Nigeria. Boko Haram should be just jumping for joy. The Fulanis should be jumping for joy. They got an Eze in America who is definitely broadcasting in their favor. Wow. Almost telling Fulani people, uh, it's okay. Kill Igbo people. Take their property. Maim them. And I remember there were some segments of the article where he mentioned that Igbo people are retaliating and are condemned. And they're doing the same thing that the Nigerian government is doing. So how in the world did a terrorist specialist suddenly do what he just read, what he wrote? You know, if he had, I remember once I asked him if he wanted to go to Nigeria. Yeah, yeah, I'll take it. But he declined. Yeah, he didn't want to go. I know my producer, I'm holding you down, holding the time. So please give me a few more minutes and I will end this broadcast and I will come back. I will come back tomorrow, in fact, with some people and let us take a look at the ground and contact some folks here to see what kind of permit we can get because we're going to demonstrate that this professor is a lunatic. I cannot believe this is my professor. This is my friend. Well, he's not a friend. He never invited me to dinner, and I never invited him to my dinner. So he was just a professor. I cannot believe that this man. I'm having a very difficult time. This man who is an anti-terrorist, wants the United States to focus on ISIS. Well, then who are the ISIS? Are they not the very same people that are causing atrocities in Igbo land? He wants Boko Haram. Who are the Boko Haram? Are they not Nigerian government? An organization that is sponsored and supported by the Nigerian government? So where are the parameters? Now, if I name this is Chief O. Chief O. I am at the University of Baltimore, my alma mater, and I am broadcasting from here. Edgar Allan Poe is right on my right side. There are some students, they're not an awful lot. The most that I see here are just police officers in training. Now the school has got to make some money. And I hope that's not what Ivan Sheehan is trying to do. Makes money. Maybe that's all he's trying to do. I'll be here, my honorable producer. I'm back. Chief O, back alive. Yes, I'm back. We've had some family problems. And the soul of all those departed, rest in perfect peace. But I'm alive, I'm here, and I plead to you, stay healthy, take care of the family. That's what's important. That's what Biafrans are doing. That's what IPOB is doing, taking care of family. And somebody's leaving their territory from far away and going in the land of Igbo people and killing them. And this professor, another far, far away person, says, that's okay. Label the people that are being killed as terrorists. Find yourself to name the definition of terrorism. It's quite a long list by different people for different reasons. Find out what it means. Terrorism. Is the homicide in Baltimore City terrorism? Hello. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it right here. The mothers and fathers who are losing their children and brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. Are they being incarcerated because they're terrorists? Something is wrong. Something is not right. This kind of opens up everything and opens an awful lot. Will the United States government listen to this professor whom they have awarded and given him some work, some recognition? Yes, they gave him recognition because he went after terrorism. He's been to France, he's been to Germany, get his book. I don't want to make him rich, but apparently he's trying to get some money. This virus is creating a lot of problems. So, you know, if you want to make some money and sell the book that you've written, maybe not even selling, what you have to do, you have to go ahead and broadcast. Tell a big lie, create a conflict. Nigerians do it all the time. But that's not going to stop Biafra from becoming actualized. Biafra is going to come alive, no doubt about it, because it's a nation. Biafra never fell apart, no matter who is fanning it. Whether their name is Boko Haram, whether their name is Buhari, whether their name is Sheehan, you might as well link him to Buhari because they think they're alike. It's not going to work. Wonderful nation. I am so disturbed. Am I in the show? I don't know for sure. But I don't know if my show is over. If it's over, my producer, Honorable, what a wonderful human being. What a wonderful brother. Thank you so much for letting us have this opportunity and let me have this opportunity to broadcast just for a brief time. I'm sorry, I've taken up too much of your time. Find out what terrorism means. Find out who it applies to. Search out Dr. Sheehan. We're going to demonstrate against him. Maybe that's what he's looking for. He needs money. Maybe his black wife is asking for a lot of money. Hello. I hope she doesn't become one of his future terrorists. It's the chief rule of Let's Talk About It. We'll be back to talk more about terrorism, not just in America, in Africa, and everywhere in the world. Terrorism, it's an open book now. The one thing I can give him credit for is open up a discussion. So let's talk about it. Until we see again, stay firm, and stay aware now. Stay aware. Don't be fooled. Don't just accept anything. God bless you. It's just you folk. Until the next time.